What if the body you are chasing could actually destroy your health? I'm Haley Loya, and this is my multimodal project for English. And today I'm going to be talking about anabolic steroids and their negative effects on the body. I'm going to have a guest later, going to talk to during one of my segments. So yeah, I got my notes. Let's get on with the video. So what are steroids? Anabolic steroids are medications that are manufactured forms of testosterone. The technical term for these compounds is anabolic androgenic steroids. Anabolic refers to tissue binding, mainly muscle, and androgenic refers to a group of sex hormones called androgens. AAS, which are derived from the male sex hormone testosterone. Testosterone is the main androgen, and it stimulates the development of male characteristics. Levels of testosterone are naturally higher in men than in women. The original use for these steroids was to help things like delayed puberty or hormone deficiencies. But when you think of steroids, you probably think of like, you know, gym bros or like extremely ripped bodybuilders or fitness influencers, right? Like there are so many fitness influencers. They say they're not on something. And then there are the few that, you know, they outwardly come saying that they are on something. So the other uses, many people use anabolic steroids all for the sake of being ripped. You may see a lot of your favorite influencers talk about steroids, however, they don't always say the negative parts. There are some, don't get me wrong, there are some, but I feel like there are so many more fitness influencers that talk about just, you know, pumping that into your body and then nothing will happen. Like your body will just, your whole life will just be better because you're jacked, right? So steroids are safe in like medical settings, you know, when you get them prescribed to you because you have a reason for it. Androgens are medically prescribed for hypogonadism, impotence in men, delayed puberty, and for women, they can be used to treat breast cancer, endometriosis, osteoporosis, and muscle loss. But they can be really, really dangerous whenever you just misuse them or just use them for the sole purpose of getting jacked or getting strong. A lot of people don't usually know what to do, and they end up taking like 10 to 100 times more than the medical dose. Non-prescription doses are often 10 to 100 times higher than the doses healthcare providers prescribe to treat medical conditions. 10 to 100 times more than the medical dose. So this may be obvious, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about why people use steroids. Some of the most common reasons are because of the fast muscle growth. Steroids mimic the effects of natural testosterone, which speeds up the body's muscle building process. And because of that, you can always train harder, you know, do more, you know, you get all that muscle. This quote was used in a paragraph about steroids, most commonly used to gain muscle and improve strength and performance. Another reason is because of the improved performance. You know, you can push more, lift more. With all of that, you know, the improved physical appearance. But there are other reasons why people start juicing. Social media, fitness influencer. Social media is one of like the biggest caveat for people that want to use steroids, right? Like you see all of these perfect gym bodies in your feed, or like maybe you're looking at like bodybuilders competing on stage, which, you know, that in and of itself is already unsustainable, you know, for like to do for the rest of your life. Like they cut and go through prep for a whole, like specifically just to be stage lean for that day. Fitness influencers are a whole other thing. There's a lot going on within the fitness community. Another reason is like peer pressure. Some adolescents and young adults use anabolic steroids because of peer pressure or the desire to improve their athletic performance and appearance. It's kind of like seeing those perfect bodies on social media, but you see them in person. Their results, they got so much quicker than you could get because they were unnatural. Once you're in some of those areas and you start taking it seriously, you start making friends, you start talking to people. They just kind of peer pressure you into taking steroids, especially if you already have friends. Like you are who you hang out with. You are more likely to be like those that you talk to every day, like those that you interact with every day. Honestly, now it's not for athletes anymore. It's everyday gym goers. It's not for athletes anymore, it's for everyday gym goers now. Social media influencers always speak of the good, but not always the bad. Then there are the physical health risks. Some of the physical health risks that I think are really important are cardiovascular effects. Long-term anabolic androgenic steroid abuse has been linked to cardiomyopathy, arrhythmias, and increased risk of myocardial function, such as high blood pressure, cholesterol imbalance, heart attacks and stroke, atherosclerosis, and cardiomyopathy. Now, with that, there's also organ damage, liver toxicity, and kidney strain. And then there's also visible effects that you can just see outside. A lot of acne, hair loss. Why do you think all of your favorite bodybuilders are bald? Hormonal damage. In men, hormonal damage can look like infertility, testicular shrinkage, and low natural testosterone. Administrations of supraphysiological doses of androgens suppress the release of key reproductive hormones, leading to reduced endogenous testosterone production, known as hypogonadism. But in women, this can look like deepened voice, facial hair, menstrual disruption, and some of these can be permanent. Defined facial features. Along with all of those physical health risks, there are a lot of mental and psychological effects. So mood swings, more aggression, roid rage. A lot of people just like to say roid rage. Anxiety, depression, and brain chemistry changes. Along with all of that, you can also get addicted. Steroids, like any other drug, you can get addicted. A lot of people just say, oh, maybe I'm just gonna use one cycle. 1/3 of users develop dependency. So withdrawal symptoms with that include fatigue and depression. Now, with all those like negative effects, there are some people that like to argue about the other side. A lot of people say that steroids can be used safely. It's my choice. You can do whatever you want, right? But it's just there are so many people that don't know of the negative effects until you're there. There's just such a lack of medical supervision. Illegal sourcing risks. There's a lot of misinformation that's spread. There's so many people that don't know what they're getting themselves into. We need a lot more education surrounding all of these topics, all the negative effects. I believe that influencers on steroids should say that they're on steroids if they really are, because if not, then they're just leaving an unreachable goal. That's where it starts creating delusion and unattainable goals in your viewers. There are a lot of serious health risks, a lot of misuse that goes on with anabolic steroids. So important to have more education surrounding fitness community, influencer. There's just so many serious health risks that unfortunately are not worth the die roll, I think people should start emphasizing long-term health over really quick results. The question isn't about how fast you can transform your body, it's about how long you can keep it healthy. Hi, this is my boyfriend Keenan, joining me on this section of gym culture and how it's gone some significant changes in not so recent years. Today, however, gyms are often influenced by online trends that emphasize aesthetics over health and wellness. This promotes highly specific and unrealistic beauty standards. Fitness influencers often show off extreme physiques and rapid transformation, often not possible naturally.
That's true.
So we can talk about, I kind of wanted to talk about specifically what we've experienced at our gym.
Yeah.
Which, just to say lightly a little bit about our gym,
I feel like, at specifically our gym, even gyms around the world, I feel like the culture has changed, as Haley was stating. It's definitely changed into a more toxic, kind of egotistical way. Instead of people being nice, that's just the gym in general, but more specifically, more recently, I feel like it's been more of a trend to be oh yeah, let's go, let's be a great, not so nice person. And a lot of steroids cause this factor. A lot of people seeing on social media, and then they're just making this seem like normal behavior.
Some of the behaviors that we have seen at the gym, people outwardly being not nice, super loud, just kind of competitive, trying to be competitive towards each other.
More hostile, kind of roid raging type of deals. Definitely not the greatest feeling.
And it's different, when you read about it, see it all online, but once you're in the space, you kind of understand why it's so much easier to just fall into these loops of peer pressure. Like, we've definitely talked to a couple of probably teenagers that have outwardly just said, oh, I want to start taking steroids, without even taking the time to see how they can get naturally.
Yeah, there's a few people that I've known that ask, like, oh, like, what cycle are you using? Like, just, like, openly, like, speaking, like, a lot of younger kids. I mean, I've been in the gym for a while. Haley's been in the gym for a while. I think I've been going to the gym about 3-4 years now consistently. 2 years more, like, definitely trying to, like, on the bodybuilding type scene with Haley. It is a different vibe that people get, and they just, like, oh, automatically want to get the easy way. Oh, how can you do it? Which, I mean, it does work. I mean, statistically speaking, steroids can a natural 3-year progress basically in not even 1 year, maybe 3-4 months. I mean, it's just a lot of muscle that you can put on, but you know, there's bad side effects such as back knee. She'll probably put this up in here, like back knee, like making enlarged organs, like heart failure, blood pressure problems. I mean, as Haley mentioned earlier in the video too, mental concerns and stuff like that. It does cause mental concerns. I have a few friends that take steroids. I mean, it's not the best thing, but for sure, like, you know, through their experiences, there's like erectile dysfunction. There's a lot of bad side effects that no one talks about, like roid rage and all that. And it does change your mental a lot. Very emotional, or again, roid rage. Just a lot of bad concerns that people don't think about. And I mean, that definitely changes your chemistry in your brain. Basically, it just gives you like unlimited confidence, kind of, in a bad way though.
Yeah, and you definitely see that a lot within the gym space. People that use steroids, like bodybuilders that have been using steroids for so long, now have to be like on hormone replacement therapy because they can't produce their own naturally.
Yeah, that is true. Like, as soon as you start, and that's a bad thing too. Like, a lot of my friends, they used it wrong, and that's a big thing too. Not only are they like not doing it by doctors, of course, they're doing it by themselves. I mean, this it's only illegal in the United States. I mean, Mexico, Canada, they have it legalized. So, oh yeah, steroids are terrible. And this is why.
And this is why steroids are bad.